Paul, you ever see the movie Flashdance? Yeah, you have? Lived it. Well, were you the dancer, the ice skater, or the comedian? Okay. Don't get so mad, okay? Did you wear leg warmers? You did? Welcome to another episode of the Mighty Code Coder. I'm Rob Fitzgerald, here to make you great and help you innovate. In this episode, we are going to learn how to dance. No, just kidding. Let's turn the flash dance off, actually. We're going to learn how to code in Cloud 9. Cloud 9 is an integrated development environment, an IDE, an environment to code in the cloud. IDEs in the cloud are preferred these days because setting up an IDE that runs locally on your computer takes significant access. It makes it difficult. It makes it difficult for IT departments to keep up with the processes and that are required along with providing the security of the network. So updates and troubleshooting makes local IDEs very difficult to do in an educational institution. Look, I've used many IDEs to teach computer science, CodeWarrior, BlueJ, Greenfoot, to name a few, Eclipse. They were or are great IDEs, but updates were hard to come by. So I found a cloud solution called JavaWide. JavaWide was beautiful because it was online, so much so I was able to go at home, on at home and be available for my students during homework sessions. Unbelievable, right? Then the founder of JavaWide was hired away by Google and the platform just went away. What a bummer. So now there are other cloud IDEs, some we use right now. CodeSculptor, Repeal It, even Scratch and AppLab are cloud-based IDEs. But now, here comes Amazon with its virtual machines ready to take on the Cloud IDE. Cloud 9 is just that piece. So here we go. Let's give it a try and see if we can solve a big problem for us. Setup. Setup's going to be, we're going to log into AWS console. And instead of going to Cloud 9 as expected, we're going to head in something called VPC. That's Virtual Private Cloud. Yep, as promised, before we do anything in AWS, they want to ensure our safety and privacy. We have to set up our own network. Whoa. So let's draw that up so you can see what we are doing. All right, so welcome folks and fans at home. Not sure anyone is even here, but we are putting this down and it's going to be here for all time to come. So welcome. If you have any questions, please put it in the link over there and we will make sure that you guys, your questions get answered. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is actually, like I said, we'll open up our AWS console. Now, my class, you guys do this through Adhesive. All right, that gives you special access. Now, we also learned it locks you down a lot, okay? You don't get a lot of privileges on this version. You're better off setting up your own version, your own personal AWS account, which is free, and you get more access. But through Adhesive, we log into our Adhesive account, and I don't know if this is giving away any passwords. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully people don't now email me like crazy. Okay. Yeah, so we're doing this from home with I gotta get my Gmail secondary authentication going here. There we go. All right, so now so we're trying to do this from home, and we're trying to give students a chance to do some work from home as our schools have been closed. I'm going to go into, let's just say this is going to be Computer Science A. Now, all my classes should be watching. All my classes are going to do this. But I'll just work through Computer Science A right now. And this is Adhesive. See this beautiful thing? And I am going to go to AWS. And if those of you at home that don't know that, that's Amazon Web Services. I feel like I'm talking to two different types of my students and then the general public. But I'm going to go into AWS. And this is where AWS has all their great services, cloud services. Again, hopefully I'm not giving away passwords here. We really want to put something down so students have something to do at home. I am an AWS Educate ambassador, and this is our page where we come down here and we have all kinds of neat topics. Here's Grant Irons. He runs the whole thing, and he puts great information on there for us, and we can check it when we want. Students don't have this. However, there is a student AWS ambassador sponsorship coming. In fact, here it is right here. Wow. It's almost as if I have a producer. All right. At Cloud Ambassador, you can actually do Cloud Ambassador. Actually, that wasn't it, but here's the Cloud Ambassador, the AWS Cloud Ambassador, and we're getting way off topic now. But there is a student one now. Here it is right here. And they want students to apply for this. So students at home, don't forget, apply for this. See if you can get this AWS ambassadorship like I have. Get you some free swag, get some free content, some free conferences, discounts on conferences. It's not going there, so let's get off of that. But anyway, don't forget to sign up for that if you're a student of mine. Anyway, let's go into our AWS account member because we're going to set up, we're going to start coding from the cloud. And in order to do that, we got to create a network. So right now we're going to create a network right in front of you, and that's pretty interesting. So this will be a kind of a long lesson, but I figure you guys have the time. And we're going to go and we're going to show you what it's like to set up a network, and hopefully this all works, because sometimes when you practice it, it works, and then when you do it live, nothing works. So anyway, so let's see here. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to type in, remember Cloud9 is the IDE that we want to use. All right, that's awesome. But we're not going to start there because Cloud9 wants you to make sure that you set up your own private cloud. This is cool. So you're going to like this lecture. All right. And if you just work with the private cloud today, that's going to be a lot. Okay. So here's VPC. But before I go and start breaking this down, so if I launch a VPC wizard, I'll be creating a new VPC. See, here's already, this is already something new. I don't know what all this is. Yeah, this feels like something new already. So let me go back and let me see if I have the VPC. Here it is right here. And I'll go to my VPC. So here's one I set up last night. And if you look up here, here's everything that there is in a private network. Okay, so there is VPCs, subnets, route tables, internet gateways. Let me move out of the way here. And you have some ACLs, okay, and some access control links, or I forget what that was, and security groups. And now, this is not going to be a networking class. However, this will get you up and will help you build your network. And if you want to know the more specifics about, like, I forgot what this acronym was. All I know is that this is how you control what people can get into their network and what they can't. Like maybe many of you guys were at school and you couldn't get certain games. That's where they set that. And you're going to be able to see how all that works. Okay. And so I want to draw this out for you. That's what I'm trying to get to here. And let's draw it out. All right. So in order to do that, this is going to be really something. So I got to go over here, or it's going to be over here. I don't know. Just stay right here. Okay. Okay. Stay here. I'm still here. I'm still here. So we're going to turn this on. Hi. There I am. And I have a light in the way. Let's get this light out of the way. And now we're here at the chalkboard where we want to draw this thing up. Okay. And we're going to draw up. It's a VPC, a private version. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm not a networker. I'm a programmer. I'm a programming teacher. We don't usually have to deal with networks. Usually that's for the networker guy, and they set us up. But Amazon's really making you kind of combine stuff now. And so you no longer is it okay for the programmer to say, I don't know anything about networking. So let's take a look at this. All right. So first of all, let's draw up. This is a virtual private network, and this is Amazon's. Okay. And so when you're talking about Amazon, make sure I'm all the way in on this. I feel like I'm cut off over here. Let's cut this off. Right? Is this where I'm cut off? Yeah. All right. So I'm trying to make sure I stay in focus here. All right. So there is Amazon's. Okay. And this might be, US East 1A or something. I don't know I forgot how they do it. And so that's their virtual private network. All right. So now what we're going to do is create one for ourselves. Okay. So we're going to draw another line. Let's actually do different colors. Let's actually show you that this is different. This is green. I'll go green. All right. And so I'm going to go ahead and make another private network within Amazon's just for me, just to keep my stuff safe. And this is what Amazon wants you to know. If you take things to the cloud, you still can create your own private network where no one can see it. And what people think is if I bring it to the cloud, then the cloud people can get to it and see it. And so you understand, many businesses don't want to deal in the cloud. They have all their stuff on a hard drive in their office. All right. And then at night, they pull that hard drive out, put it in a briefcase and take it home. That's where their data stays. And that's what they're secure with now. But we're trying to convince people that the cloud is really something you can go and you can be safe. So we're creating another network inside here, okay? All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we first need, let's say this is the internet out here, okay? So there's like a little gateway, all right? And so we're gonna create an internet gateway. I don't think that's visible. To people at home, I think I'm out of the box. Okay, so let's try to make sure I stay within the box here. All right, so the first thing we got to do is our network has to be safe, but we want our network to get to the internet. Like all the computers in the classroom, they're on a network, but we still want students to get to the internet, which is outside the classroom. So it's kind of weird. So we got to create an internet gateway. Okay, so let's say we create that piece. I'll just put it right here. I'll put it right there. There's a little internet gateway. Can you see that? I think you can. Okay, and that's going to put, we're just going to call this IG, and it's a little IG here. Okay, for internet gateway. That's what gets us out. Okay, the first thing after it comes in, the first thing that the internet traffic hits when it comes in is going to be your router. Okay, and you guys seen these routers, at school, and they're white. Okay, so your little router. Okay, so it's going to route data. And we never really talk about routers, but it stems from the word route. Okay, and so it's going to route data to the proper place. All right, and it's going to do that by creating route tables. Now, I'm going to create 2 route tables because what happens is it could come in and it could route it to a private route table, or it could do it to a public route table. Okay, so you want to create something where you want everyone on the internet to see. But then you might have some private data, like I talked about those business. You want that in a private setting. So sometimes you have 2 route tables, and one's private, one's public. Okay, then you're going to hit this big old block here, and this one is going to be called a network ACL. Remember I said that ACL piece? It basically tells you, it controls what could come in, come out. I don't know if you guys know that, but this is how the county restricts games or videos, and they can do by times. They can say during this time we need a lot of math to come in. Maybe the math program is using a great program and they don't want anyone to disturb it, so they can say, hey, math is first. Math gets all priority. If there's no more bandwidth available, then math gets it all, and no video games, no movies, no nothing. So that's why it gets slowed down. So ACL is like, it's a control. The C stands for control. That's all I know. Access control links or lessons. I have no idea. All right, I'm a programmer. Okay, so and then you're gonna have these subnets in here. Okay, and they're just like what they stand for. They are subnets are they're public or private. Public subnet. Okay, and then you'll have another one down here, which is a private. Okay, so that's what we're going to build today, believe it or not. And I want you to open up your AWS and try to build this. You build your own network. How great? How great is that? You're home. You're not much to do. You're tired of playing your games. Your thumbs hurt, and now you're going to go build your own network. So your own private or public network. How cool is that? All right, so there it is. So you have public inside these things. You have security groups. Okay, I know I'm getting tiny here, but I think the camera picking it up. Okay, and then another security group. Yeah, I have my notes here, so I'm trying to look at them. And then security group. Okay, so you got 2, a public and private security group, and then basically what you could have in here is instances of things. Okay, now you guys know that EC2 or where you could save files. Maybe you have some EC2 files, or you could have some Cloud 9 files, and some could be public and some could be private. So they're going to be created. These objects are instances of these objects are going to be created right here inside these private subnets. So that right there is what we're creating today. Okay, so I don't know if any makes sense, but let's create it and just remember this. And I'm going to come back to this. Okay, I'm going to come back to this. In fact, in order to show you how to do this, I'm going to erase almost everything inside, and then as we build it, I'll tell you what we just built. Okay. And like I said, this will be a long lecture where in the end, we're going to actually use that Cloud 9 IDE and program a little bit. But this will be a real doozy. All right. So, yeah, let's switch over now. Back over to here. Okay, I'll turn this back on. Okay. And I'm back. Yeah. Let's see if we have, we have one concurrent viewer. That's great. Okay. All right. Thanks everyone for showing up, and it doesn't matter. You know what? This gets recorded, and will be here for all time. My students know that also. They know, hey, when he gets done going live, it'll be recorded. It'll be up on his site. I can watch it then. But really, get doing this. All right. All right. So we are going to, as you can see, I have a coding VPC already, and you know what? I feel like I should start from scratch, like where you're going to be. I don't want anything to be in here. So let me see if I can delete this. For some reason I feel like I'm going to have a problem deleting it. It'll probably say I have instances of stuff running and I got to get rid of them. Let me see if I have some stuff. You got to delete all your subnets and stuff like that first. Okay, so let's, Cloud 9, I see. So I already worked in Cloud 9, so I gotta get rid of this. I gotta get rid of this instance. So let me see if I could do that. Instant state terminate. Yes, terminate. It probably makes me, Okay, there it goes. So it's going to terminate. So basically, I had a network and I had a piece in it like that Cloud 9 instance. And so it's saying, hey, you can't delete that VPC because you have some instances in it. Are you sure you want to do it? Delete that first, and then you can delete your virtual private cloud. Okay, this is like VPN, virtual private network, which is the big buzzword on internet. What's the big companies that have that now? NVIDIA has a virtual private network. I feel like there's another one that seemed to have everything out there now. I'm forgetting it for some reason. One of the starters of Intel when it started his company, whatever company that is, and they have theirs also. Okay, so that's terminated. Let's go back to our VPC and see if I could now get rid of our VPC here. All right, so I'm going to go to my VPCs, click on this one, and delete VPC. Here it is. All right, so see how it's deleting subnets, security groups, tables, route tables, everything. So we'll start from scratch. This is where you're starting, okay? So, all right. So I basically go up here. You could go up here, or obviously it has a big create VPC. So go ahead and click on that. All right. And my phone has to be nearby in case I have to authenticate. All right, so let's see what else we can do. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and create this name. All right, and I'm gonna do something like I did last time, coding VPC, or I could even put Cloud 9 VPC. So whenever I'm in Cloud 9, this is the virtual private cloud I use. You're going to actually create your own IP addresses. So remember, when you're in the classroom and you're creating a network and you have 40 computers in there, you want them all to have their own IP address. You're creating some IP addresses. So I'm going to make my network start with 10 like they usually do and have through 0 to 16. That'll give me the most IP addresses that we have by default. Okay. And if you ever want to know how many IP addresses you're creating with all these names, you could come in here and do something like this. You go, let me see, what's the name of that again? It's CIDR. Okay, so if you go to something called CIDR.xyz, okay, this site will tell you how many you have. So I put 10, 0, 0, 0, and I put 16. And you can see that it now creates a 65,000. So I don't think you're going to have a class full of 65,000. Though if we start teaching remote like I'm doing right now, maybe you would have 65,000 if you want them in your network. Probably not. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and let's see if I put 24. You see there's only 256. Okay, so we're actually going to make that. We're going to actually do... In our subnets, we're going to have 256 per public and private subnet. Okay, so we'll do 24. But for right now, that's a way to figure out how many IP addresses you need. Again, this is networker stuff. And if you want to get more detailed networker stuff, AWS has some networking cloud stuff in it. You could learn networking. This, by the way, this stuff I actually got from the Amazon Certified Architect course. And you have to know all this to be an Amazon AWS Cloud Architect. Okay, so you can't just know programming, you got to know all the network, how it's set up. All right, so that we're going to go with that. And then that is what we currently have with IP4. Now remember, the IP4 is like how many IP addresses we have in the world. And now that everything has an IP address, we need more. So they made an IP6. And so IP6 is going to be the next version of the IP4 when we run out of IP4 IP addresses. All right, so we'll probably have 2 more spaces on this. It'll be 10.0.0.0.0.0. And so give us a lot more IP addresses so we can connect more stuff. Everything's getting on the internet. Everything's in the cloud. All right, so let's go in here and let's go to, I will just do an Amazon IPv6, which we won't use it right now, and just default the tenancy. Okay, and here we go, and I'm just going to create. All right, so we did the first thing, which was create our VPC, and now I'm going to show you what got created. Okay, then I'll go back to the board and show you. All right, so let's go close this. All right, so here's my VPC. It says it's available. Let's see if there's anything else great I could show you in here. Nothing too much. Okay, but if you click in there and look at subnets, there's no subnets. So the subnets have not been created yet. Okay, so but the route tables have. There's a route table, and I think this one's going to say main. Let me see. Yeah, it's the main, but it doesn't say. Oh, actually, it does. See, it says right here, main. Okay, it's main. All right, and now Internet Gateway. It actually does not create an Internet Gateway. We got to create that still. And if you come down into ACLs, remember the ACL piece? Where are you at? There you are. Okay, I'll scroll this up so you can see it up there. There's ACLs, and you'll see there's an ACL. The ACL actually got created. And here is a security group that got created. Okay, so let me, just by doing that, let me go back to the board and tell you what we got so far in our virtual private cloud. Okay, you didn't think you're going to wake up and do this morning, but we're here. We're here. So let's switch. Let me go back to the board. Okay. All right. And let's go so far. All right, you there? Oops, I didn't switch over here yet. Let's turn this on. There we go. Okay, let me back up. Okay, so here's what you got. I'm looking at the screen and I don't like green too much. It's a little faded. I'm not really digging that too much. All right, so right now, what got created so far, okay, is, okay, this router is automatically here. Okay, so I don't know why I'm creating it like that, but I'm for some reason making my router funky looking. All right, and then what got created so far is one of the router tables. Let's just call that RT. Okay, and remember we're going to do two. One's public, one's public, one's private. All right, and then we're going to go to, we got a, remember when I went through that, I said that an ACL got created. Okay, and then we got one security group. Okay, so far that's what got created, and I'll just say this is public. Okay, and everything is public right now. Just basically is a all public. And now AWS does not want you to jeopardize your security. Okay, those for in my CSP class that are writing for internet security and data security, this is a good one. AWS does not want you to put your data in security. So this is where we're at right now. We do have this. This is your VPN. So this is what's called your VPC. It wasn't even created until I hit create on that thing. So this is your VPC, and it's within the AWS's VPC. Okay, so you have double whammy here, double way to secure yourself. All right, that's pretty good. All right, now let's go back to here. All right, so I hope that's not disturbing you, walking from room to room or screen to screen. It's really crazy. I don't think I've really ever done this before. So if it doesn't come out right to give me a break, it's my first time. Okay. All right, so there you go. So you got your VPC. All right, you understand we got a routing. I don't know if I showed you the routing table. Let me go back up and show you the routing table. Did I click on routing table? Yeah, and it was the main. Yeah, I did show you the routing table. Okay, so there is a routing table, and we'll talk about later how if the main routing table is automatically public, and if you put your subnets to that, then they're gonna all be public. So we got to make public private. This is gonna get crazy. Okay, so stay with me. All right. So I'll just tell you this. We did not get the subnets. So let's click subnets and create our subnets. Okay. So here's our subnets. I remember I look at this as sub networks. Okay. So you have in a network and then little sub networks inside. That's how I see it. All the programmers out there probably scream at the screen, you're wrong. And maybe I am, but this is how my brain works. All right, so subnets is long or short for subnetwork, and we're going to go ahead and create one, okay? So, all right, so here we go. Let's create a subnet, and same thing. It's going to be something like this. First of all, this VPC, I want you to see the VPC. We have our own VPC, so we could set it to our code 9 VPC, which we just made, all right? And then it's going to ask, what kind of blocks do we want? Well, remember I said we're going to have just 256 addresses. So we're going to go 10.0.0. Actually, we're going to go .1.0/24. There we go. Something like that. Okay. I think that's how we're going to do it. All right. And yeah, so that's perfectly what we're going to do. All right. And so one thing we need is availability zone. And now here's all the availability zones that Amazon makes available to you. Now, these are kind of random, and if you make a US East 1A and I make a US East 1A, they're not the same thing. So we all could have a US East 1A, 1B. Amazon was just scared that everyone was always going to pick A and B, so they let you pick it, but it's really not A and B back on their network. But anyway, so let's actually do that. Let's pick US East 1A, and let's make the name of it 10.0.1.0 dash, and I'm going to put the name of the region. I think it's best to do that. At least Amazon recommends this. I think probably because if you start having all these networks, it's easier now to know where it's at, but if it's in the name. Okay, so you have to go look it up and just write the name. Okay, so I like all that. I'm not going to assign a IPv6. There's my block address, and I think it looks good. Okay, so let's go ahead and create that. All right, there it is, created. All right, now here's the thing. Remember we wanted two, one public, one private, so we got to make another one. So let's make another one. No big deal. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do that. All right, so I'm going to create another subnet. Again, I'm going to set it to my VPC I just made. All right, availability. So this one was East 1A. Let's make this one 1B. All right, let's make the block 10.0.2.0/24. So basically now we have two subnets. They both have separate, but they both have 256 IP addresses to give out. And I could go ahead and make the name of this 10.0.2.0 dash, remember, US East 1B. Okay, so we have 1A and 1B. Okay, so now as soon as I hit create, we will have two. Okay, and you'll see them here. All right, so we made two subnets, and I feel like, well, if you look up here, when it comes up here, one of them has to be public. And how do I make it public? I do auto assign public right here. See this? Let me move this over a little bit. See it right here? Can I move that over? There it is. There we go. All right, see how it says auto assign? So I'm going to make this 1A public. Okay, I think I switched them. Okay, so 1A, I'm going to click on this one, and I'm going to go ahead and go to actions, and I'm going to modify auto assign IP settings, and I'm going to go ahead and enable auto assign public. Okay, and I'm going to hit save. All right. Now the other thing I want you to take notice is, I want you to notice that it says 251 available IP addresses. Now that's a problem because I told you that I was going to make 256. Here's the thing. Amazon's going to keep a few of these addresses available for them to come in and help out. So about 5 of them are going to be Amazon, so that you can't even address 5 IP addresses. So they take about 5 of them. So you really don't have 256, you have 251. I think it's going to be enough. I don't know. I'm not a networker, but I feel like that's going to be enough. I'm just one guy that wants to program in Cloud 9. So anyway, so that's why there's 251. And if you want to, you could go to AWS's subnet information, and they'll give you better information on why they're taking 5 IP addresses. Okay, so now we have 2. I feel like I should go back to the. Should I go back to the board? All right, let's go back to the board. Let's go back to the board and let's show you what I have now. I think you already know, but let's take a look at it. All right. Boom, I'm back. All right, so I'm back, and basically, so I didn't draw this right because I have to have room for, I guess I could go this way. Should I go this way a little more? Should I just make this thing bigger? Let's make it bigger. All right, so I'll cut this out. All right, let's make it a little bit bigger. We've now put in 2 subnets. Okay, we put in one here. Told you I wasn't using green. I didn't like the shade of green that comes out on the camera. Maybe you guys see different, but for me it just looks faded a little bit. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here. And so this is subnet public, the first one we did. Now this one's not private yet, but it's going to be private, and I'm going to show you how to make it private. All right, and then we got to create other routers and ACLs for each one of these. But so far, this is what we have. How's that look? Good look okay? Yeah, this is coming out good. All right, so there we go. There we go. And I feel like this is such a long lecture that maybe my batteries on my cameras are going to give out, and I'm going to have to redo them. All right, so something like that now. That's what we just got done creating. Remember, we're creating our own virtual private cloud. That's amazing that you guys could even do this at your ages. I wish I could do it. I wish I could do it now. All right, so that's it. So let's switch back over. All right, we'll make a snap. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Well, but I'm not there. All right, so come back over here. And yeah, all right. So what do we got to do? Well, now that we have those 2, well, they're both public right now, but we have to make one private. All right. So there's a couple things we have. I actually, should I switch? I want to switch back over real quick, just because I feel like I forgot to talk about something. Okay. Whoa. That's too much. That was too much. Okay, so see this this link right here to the internet. All right, see that? Well, you don't automatically have that, so we really don't have that. I drew that like as if we had it, and we really don't have it yet. Okay, so that's an internet gateway, and so let's draw it through here, and let's draw it through here. So we have no way to the internet. So we have this great network put together, but you can't even get to the internet. Without the internet, what do we have, right? So you gotta be able to get to the network, to the internet. All right. So let's switch back, and I'll show you how we created an internet gateway. All right, and there we go. All right, and now I'm back. All right. Let's see if we lost our one person that was, no, we haven't. All right. So now let's make an internet gateway. All right. So the way to do that is, here is internet gateways. And remember, when it first created, it didn't make one of these. So now let's go ahead and create an internet gateway. Okay. And we'll just call it my internet gateway, like that, something like that. Okay, and create. So now this opens up that gateway. All right, but it says it's detached, and we got to actually detach it to a VPC. So let's go ahead and attach it to the VPC we have. There's our Cloud9 VPC, and attach. All right, so we now have the internet gateway. So that means we got to go back over there. Oh, I shouldn't do that. You have a very large head in your camera, and that's not going to be something that's going to leave a mark. All right, so now we have this open. Okay, you have basically a tunnel, and you have a. Can you see that? It's kind of gone. I'm going to put Internet Gateway right here. Okay, there it is. You got it? Yeah, I got it. Okay, Internet Gateway. So you now have you're on the internet, which is great. Okay, let's switch back and let's keep going with this lesson. All right. I hope. Are you getting tired? I'm getting tired. Good thing I have my watch on. I'm getting my steps in. All right. So now, with that done, another thing we have to do is deal with our route tables. Remember we did route tables, and we want 2 of them, and there's only 1 on the board now. We have to actually do 2 of them. One's going to be the main route table, and it's there ready for us, but it's public. Okay? The way our subnets are set up is with this main route table. All right? So let's go ahead and take a little bit more about that. All right? So let's go and I'm going to click on route tables up here. All right? And if you look down here, I'm going to click on this right here to give you some more room. You see it has associations. And if you look, I just don't think this has enough room. Let me see if I can move it up. There we go. All right. You see right here, these are our 2 subnets we created. All right. And as of right now, there's 1A and 1B. Okay. They have... it says, actually, we should scroll in right here and read this line. The following subnets have not been explicitly associated with any route tables and are therefore associated with the main route table. And if they're associated with the main route table, remember, it's public. So that's some security concerns. So we don't want to do that, okay? So we got to make one private, all right? So let's make a route table private, all right? And so let's go ahead and I'm going to go to route tables, and I'm going to create another route table. So I have one main. Now I'm going to create another one, and it's going to be private. And I'm going to call this my public route table. And then I'm going to go ahead and make it with my VPC, and I'm going to hit create. Okay? And it's that easy. So now I have 2. You could see one is the main. See, this one's main, and this one is not. Okay? All right. So very good. All right. And there's something else we have to do to it. Now we have to associate them for each thing. Okay? So let's make sure I can do this. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go to my route table, which is now this one. I'm going to click on it. And down here, okay, I'm going to click on 10 point. This is crazy how this stuff is crazy, but just got to do it. This works. Okay, 10A East. And then I'm going to go ahead and type on route table here. And see, here's one. I'm going to edit the route table association. And I'm going to go ahead and save it here. Okay, so that's one's for IP4, one's for IP6. Okay, I'm going to save that. Okay, and now if you look at it, and if I go to route tables, I'm going to have this route table now has associations with just one. Okay, 10.0.2, and this one has one association with 0.2 also. This is not good. I messed up somehow. Oh, no, it doesn't. All right, this one has association with none. I feel like I messed that up. I feel like I really messed that up. All right, very difficult to do. All right, so let me try that. Let me try this again. I got to make sure I have the route tables correct. Okay, so All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to go to route tables. I'm going to get rid of that route table I just did, which was this one. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and click it, and I'm going to delete it because I don't think I did it right. Okay, so I still have the main route table, and now I'm going to create a route table, call it my public route table, use my VPC, create it. Maybe it didn't. Oh, back. Okay. Okay, cancel that. Let's see what happened. Route table, subnet associations, main. Yeah, I associated the main with this one, which I shouldn't do. So I probably should click on this one again and disassociate it. Can I even disassociate it? All right, let me edit route table. Let's see. There we go. Let's see if that does it. Basically, I have it associated with the other one I got rid of. So let's go back to route tables. And yeah, route tables are really fun. Okay, so this is my main and this is my non-main one. And this one I am supposed to, well, that's 1 east, which is great. And this is 2. And main has just 1. Okay, so that looks good. So main's 2 and the non-main is 1. Okay, so we have 2. Hopefully those work. So I feel like I was supposed to edit my route table, and I think the gardeners. I think I have a gardener just started mowing right now, and right in the middle of my show. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of this route table, and I'm going to start this little section again because I feel like it's really messed up. Route tables. Edit subnets. Yes, this subnet has this one. Let's just say that. Let's just say for all intents and purposes, I have that right. I have one route table with the main, which is public. I have one route table that's private, and let's see if that works. The problem is sometimes if you go into Cloud 9, then it doesn't work. So I'm a little scared that maybe this doesn't work, but let's just try it. My route table. I'm going to put my public. All right, something like that. Let's hope it works. If it doesn't work, we're coming right back here and we're going to play with this, try to get it right. All right. All right. I feel like I didn't open it up to the gateway though. So if I go to this one, all right, click on this, and I go ahead and edit route. Here's routes. Ah, there it is. Edit routes. Ah, all right. This one we have to go a internet route. Okay, that's IP4. And then we will make this a internet gateway. Oh, this is now starting to make sense. Add another route, and believe it or not, the route to get a IP6, which you don't need to know this yet, is this. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then I think with this, we might have saved it. Oh, this is not a, all right, 0. Okay, save this route. There we go. All right, there we go. So I created those. That looks good. I think that's what I did. I just kind of jumped ahead. Whew. Okay, so now that's good. So I added subnet associations already, and I associated 1.0.10. I have two route tables of 2 different associations, which I just showed you. now let's go ahead and draw our final route table, or our drawing. Let's do a drawing. Let's do a drawing. So against the drawings now. All right, let's go to drawing. Oh, big head. Let's not jump too quickly so you don't have to see that. All right, so here now I have a public route table, and I just created, you saw me do it, I created another public routing table. Okay, now this creates a ACL, actually now works for both of them. Okay, so we're not going to do the ACL. We might do that in a further lesson. Okay, but we're going to do this, and then we have another security group. The security group, I believe, is inside these subnets. Okay, security group. Programmer, so sorry I ever doubted you. This is really difficult, okay? So there you go. You got a private one and a public one. We have everything in. We have a router. We have a connection to the gateway. And now we're going to go ahead and create instances of Cloud 9 right here. Okay, the topic of today's lecture is Cloud 9. Okay, hopefully we get some programming, which is my strength. But so far, that's what we have. And I'm sure there will be questions. And let's hopefully it works, because if it doesn't work, we got to come back to those route table things. We might have some blockage or some duplicate situations where Cloud 9 won't work. So with that said, let us switch back. All right. Okay. And now my battery's going out. So let's see if I get through it with it before the battery actually dies. If the battery dies, then if I go black, and then you'll see I'll actually have a little pause. You can pause these broadcasts now. I don't know how to do it because I'm too new. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And so let's go ahead now. Now I have that set up. I can now click on services up here. See this? Click on services. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and go to Cloud 9. Right there. And we're now going to go into the IDE where we can code for class and not have to go to these other ones. Okay. Now it's, Adhesive has lessons, and the lessons are done in your IDE, and it's probably better to keep that IDE. But I really want you to start maybe migrating over to Cloud 9, and maybe Adhesive is going to do that too at some point. I don't know, but we'll try. All right, so here's my other one. Let's create a new one because I want to start from scratch. And so this one probably doesn't work anymore since I got rid of its VPC. So let's just go ahead and delete it. I want you guys to see what you're going to see. I should have all this stuff deleted before I do the lessons because I don't want you guys to see this stuff. So it's deleting that one. It says leaving this page will not stop the delete process. So let's go ahead and create our own environment. Remember IDE, the E stands for environment. So I'm going to call this my coding environment. Let's call it IDE, my coding IDE. We will use this to code. All right, something like that. So let's create it. And then it's going to go over some of the settings you could create. You could have an EC2. You could get some instance. A lot of these are free, and if they're not, they'll be covered on what Amazon gave you. I don't know why I go to Ubuntu. That's what we've been using, and I kind of like it, so I'm going to go there. And then now here is the VPC that shows up. That is your VPC. And you see it's using 1B. Now it's going to default to 1B because I think that's a public one. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to let it, whatever it selects, I'm going to do it. So these are the two. This is the VPC and the subnet that we created just now. And now and that's why I did this lesson first. I was going to just do this lesson, and I found out that it has VPC stuff in it, and I go, oh boy. So let's go ahead and create and talk about VPCs first. All right, so here it is, and it talks about all the settings, and then let's cross our fingers that this works. All right, and it's going to run a Cloud 9. I'm not sure Paul didn't talk today. Did anyone notice that Paul didn't talk today? For some reason, his shortcuts aren't working. Let's see if I can get him to talk. Does anyone want him to talk today? I feel like he should talk. He's just not talking. He does not want to talk today. I could get him to... There we go. Do that. Okay, let's see if I could get him to say yes. Oh, there we go. Got him. Paul's talking now. There we go. So getting mad. There we go. Line movement. There we go. Hey, Paul. How you doing? Are you you working? You're working at Trader Joe's, huh? Trader Joe's is really slammed. You're really probably getting slammed. Oh man, are people getting hostile? Whoa, you had to take people out. I get it, man. I get how that works. Well, be cool, man. Don't keep fighting the cool fight. Yeah, be cool. All right, so we're connecting. I feel that somehow it takes a little while to connect, and it's not connecting. So I feel like we switched up those VPCs. There's another way we could do it, though. I could just switch to the other one. I think I might have switched up one's public, one private, and I didn't get those correct. So it's got to settle this stuff up. It does take some time, but sometimes it comes back and says, hey, this is taking too long. There might be something wrong with your VPC. So if your network's not right, it won't allow you to take it. This might be a good time to switch the batteries out. Should I do it? Let's switch the batteries out since we're waiting for Cloud 9 to connect. I feel like there's other things I should talk to you guys about, but I don't know what they are right now. So let's switch the batteries out. Okay, so give me 1 second. All right, as you can see, yeah, I feel like it's a little bit blurry. That's gonna bug me. So let's do what I do. You're gonna see some inner workings. I put a focus sign up, and I clean that up. There you go, get that cleaned up. Okay, and I'll clean that up. All right, that's better. Okay, we're still live, and as you can see, this Cloud 9 says it's not happy. So, with that said, yeah, let's see if we could go back now and let's do a different one. Okay, so we probably did we probably didn't do the route tables right. So let's try to do my IDE for Java. I'm going to write another one, coding IDE, and then I'm going to go next step. And this one, now this time it's going to default to these ones, which I'm going to take, but I'm not going to take this 1A. I'm going to take, or actually I'm going to take 1A because it was 1B last time. Remember that? All right, and then hit next step, and then let's see if this time it will actually create an environment for us a little more quickly. And maybe this is the one that is public and the other one is private, so it's having problems. It probably has to be public. I really don't know. I'm too new to this. But I just want to get to our coding lesson today because it's really kind of cool. So I knew this was going to be long. I knew we were probably going to lose some battery power. You know, our lessons are usually 20 minutes. I try to make them 20 to 36 minutes. But when they go a little long, you lose your battery power. So I try to keep them tight. Okay, so this one is working. Let's see if this works. And I can also check my notes to see if I switch those things out or did something wrong with it. So anyway, Paul, why isn't this working, Paul? You know, that's computers. That's pretty much computers all the time. Yeah, I know. It's great, but not all the time. It's usually frustrating. Then it becomes great. Then you could get it done. Okay. So yeah, so it's now running. It worked. So we switched it. It worked. Thank God. Oh, I don't want to go back into that setting. All right. So this is Cloud 9. This is beautiful. All that work. Set up our own network. I still think it's great to know your networking stuff. That might troubleshoot some stuff for you. Might help out your person at your work, the tech guy. You could troubleshoot a little bit. All right. So here it is, and I've got to show more because there's a piece of this that you're going to learn today that's a terminal, and it's down here. All right. Now, if you remember the TwitterBot tutorial I did, we learned a little bit about the terminal, and some of you guys are starting to get better at it. So this is the terminal, and it shows you all your files, and basically you open this up, and it is your network. It is your virtual network. It is your virtual file system. Okay, and if I type down here, should I zoom in? I feel like it just should zoom in a little bit. Okay, if I type in ls, so it'll list all the files, you'll see that I have, you know, a README. Okay, so what it did was create a virtual private network for this right up here. There's your README. All right, if I go CD, I go back when I go ls, you'll see you have environment, node modules, and package lock. I'm going to go ahead and go back into the environment, change directory environment. If I tab, it'll finish it for me. All right, and so if I hit clear, remember it clears it up and gives me more. I should probably make this a little bit bigger. What does this do? Does this make it bigger? Yeah, this will make it bigger. Okay, so let's move it up here a little bit. This is a welcome page. It says basically you can create files, upload files. It's a good starter for starters, which is what we are, so it might help us out. But right now I'm going to go up to File, and I'm going to go choose from a template, and I'm going to just do this for the Java class out there. Now, my other class, look at Python, a JavaScript file. What else? Do I have any other stuff? I'd like to do some load files too. But anyway, for right now, let's just do a Java application, and it's going to default into like a hello world. See that up there? And so I'm going to go ahead and save that. But before I do that, I want to make some files because in Java, you should really have your code files away from your class files. And I'll show you that in a second. So people that are doing Python, you can tune out. This has nothing to do with you, but this is more of a Java. But it's nice that you could do all your coding right here in Code 9. All right, so right now in this environment, I'm going to create 2 more files. So I'm going to use something called make directory, dir, and I'm going to make, this seems to be going slow, make directory src. So these are my source files. And you're going to see this show up right up here. There it is, see it? All right, let's make another one. Make directory classes. I don't know why this is going so slow. This is something else. Okay, hit return, and you'll see classes show up there. I'm going to clear this out and see if somehow, I don't know why it's running slow. It never ran slow for me before, but it's running slow now. I don't know if it's because we're streaming or what, but anyway, so there we go. You got your environment, and you got 2 files. All right, and this file right here is an untitled file that if we ran it, it would work. And I'm basically just going to take the name of this and call it class hello world. Okay, so basic, it's really running slow. This is really sad. All right, so public class hello world. And when I save this thing, I'm going to save it in the SRC folder, save as. And I'm going to save it right in the SRC folder. So that's where all my code goes. If you open up the SRC folder, you'll see that I have Untitled Java. I thought I changed the name of it. I guess I didn't change the name of it. All right, so let's change the name of it. Let's, let's just save it again. I'm going to save as, and I'm going to call this hello world.java. All right, and then save. All right, I'm going to take the untitled one, and I'm going to just delete it. I'm going to hit Control, and I'm going to hit delete. Should have actually kept that because there's something I wanted to show you. All right, so now this compiles and runs. If I hit run, it would just run, but I'm going to show you a little trick on how Java programmers compile their files. And they use something called javac. All right, so if you type Javac, let's do it, Javac, usually runs quicker. I'm not sure why it's going so slow, but it's going slow. And I could go ahead and compile. So it's Java compile. And I'm in my environment, so I'm not in the SRC folder. So I probably have to get into that SRC first. All right, so let's go back and let's type in change directory, and let's change it to SRC. And this does not run this slow usually, so don't know why it's going so slow. Okay, SRC. There it is. Hit return. So now I'm in that SRC file where my code is. And now I can go ahead and go Java C hello world. But if I do that, it's going to compile it right there in the SRC, and I want it to go into the class folder. So there's a way to do this in Unix commands that lets you create your classes and put them in other subdirectories. So let's do that. Instead of going Java C hello world, we're going to go use something called source path. You know what? I wonder if I just refresh this will work better. This might be a total disaster, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is what I would do if I wasn't coding in front of a live audience. Okay, so I go there, and now let's see when I refreshed it, does it work better? Doesn't seem like it's working better. Worked really well last night. All right, let's try it again. So I'm going to go to problem is you just don't know where you're at. So I'm going to use the Unix command that is going to go ahead and compile it from the SRC folder, put it in the class folder. All right, so here we go. Java C dash source path. And now it says, where's the source path? Well, it's src /. What do you want to do with it? -d, send it to the directory classes, and the file is going to be src / hello world.java. All right, now it'll type that out not very quickly, but this is the Java command for finding the source path where you want to compile something. Send the compiled folder to the folder of your choice, the directory of your choice. So there it is. So you're using something called a dash source path and a -d, and now it's going to go ahead and compile it, and then we're going to look at this class folder and see that there's nothing there. Okay, so all this to just print hello world. Yeah, I'm not convincing any of you guys to switch over to Cloud 9 yet, am I? Well, it's going to be worth it. I think this is something we want to play with. You should get used to creating your own VPC, because you have to do it for just almost every project, because Amazon wants you to secure that project before you get going with it. So it's time to think like a networker and a programmer. Okay, so there it is. I like that. I do. Yeah, I think I'm right. I'm going to hit return. Oh, I got an error. File not found. Hello world.java in SRC is not in there. Let's see. Hello world.java. I might be in the wrong system. In fact, I am in that wrong system. I'm in SRC right now. I got to get just environment. So I'm going to go CD. Actually, I could go .cd and see if I go backwards. Basically, I'm in the SRC folder saying look in the SC folder, which is not where it means. So it doesn't work. So you have to have your file directories. See, I'm actually in this. I need to be just in the environment folder. So I'm going to go cd // Is that? I think that brings me back 1. No, that brings me back 2. Can I go just dots // Brings me back 1. No. cd // Get this mixed up sometimes. 2 dots is 1 back. Or does that take me all the way back? Nope, that does it. Okay, perfect. Boy, this thing's really struggling. I almost should close the browser and come back into it. But we're almost done, so I'm struggling through this just to show you. Okay, so now I'm in the environment. So now, look, I can go up arrow. Remember that? Up arrow. And it reminds itself what it was doing. There it is. And now I hit return. All right, and that worked. And now if I go to classes, there's hello world.class. I could cd to that folder. And I can go ahead and run that file. And remember, it's just going to say hello. Okay, now I'm in classes. And now to run a Java file, you go Java hello world. Okay, some old Java tricks from back in the day when we really didn't have IDEs. All right, so you can just run this right from your command line. And so in further lessons, I'm going to work from Cloud9, show you how to code some of your projects that you're currently doing in Cloud9. Okay, so here I go and run it. And there it is. It just says, hello from AWS. We made it. We made it. All right. So very cool. So you set up your own private network. You got into Cloud9. We programmed, show you how to work Cloud9 through a terminal. And it has like kind of an Eclipse feel or Virtual Studio feel. And it was really nice. All right, so I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that we can do before we... Oh, I guess I should go to the... Let's go to and see if there's any questions. I have no questions. And my viewer's gone. I don't blame you, viewer, for being gone. So anyway, so that is it for today. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And remember, what's that, Paul? Oh, yeah. And don't forget to leave comments and follow us on YouTube. And we will see you next time.